A young woman, 7 months pregnant, mysteriously disappears in broad daylight. What happened? Why didn't she return home? And how is it related to money and her former lover? Don't miss out! You're watching Psychic Investigations, a project of true and astounding stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate incredible paranormal phenomena and high-profile criminal cases. This house has stood empty for 3 days. Its owner vanished without a trace. She went to the market in the nearest city and disappeared. Her loved ones raised the alarm.
That's not typical of Svitlana. She would have found a way to get in touch.
She had no enemies. It's a small town where everyone knows each other. She had good relationships with everyone.
Svitlana Hrobko was last seen getting into a bus headed to the city.
She phoned me and said, "I'm at the market. The coat I'm wearing is already too tight. I need something looser."
Svitlana was born and raised in a small town. She was her parents' only child. 10 years ago, her mother died in her arms, and her father passed away soon afterward. After losing her parents, Svitlana's friends became her closest people.
She never met someone who could truly support her.
Svitlana became pregnant by a man with whom she'd had a romantic relationship, but she planned to raise the child on her own.
She called me and said, "Olena, can you believe it? It's a girl." We were all so happy because daughter means ribbons and dresses.
But where could Svitlana have gone during such an important time in her life?
As soon as we received the report, we checked all medical facilities across Ukraine.
The first police theory was that Svitlana might have felt unwell during the trip, but she never sought medical help.
The town was in turmoil. No one could find her.
Svitlana's friends decided to seek help from the psychics. They contacted Olena Kurylova.
I see a white coat on her. She worked in medicine.
Svitlana got a paramedics degree at a medical school and first worked as a nurse in a kindergarten and then at a clinic.
I feel nauseous. So nauseous. Is she pregnant? I feel pain from her personal life. She suffered because of love.
Yes, everyone deceived and betrayed her. She was very unlucky in love.
I see a road. Money. There was supposed to be a purchase.
So Svitlana really was at the market the day she disappeared? But what happened next?
I'm getting a thick, dark energy. I hear a scream. The scream is in a confined space. She's calling for help. I'm afraid to say what might truly frighten you. Please leave me this photo. Come back in 3 days.
The clairvoyant says the connection to the missing woman is so faint that she is unsure whether Svitlana is alive. So Olena decides to perform a ritual.
Svitlana. Svitlana. She's not here. The other world. Death. She's drifting away, slipping into a black void. I can't reach her. I can't breathe. I need air. Svitlana. 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 Svitlana.
What did the clairvoyant see in her magical mirrors? Could the pregnant woman be in mortal danger right now? The police continue the search.
There's lots of work. It can't be done in a single day.
3 days later, Svitlana's friends return to Olena Kurylova.
Any news?
Nothing, no news at all.
Svitlana's gone, I'm afraid.
Gone?
She's no longer among the living. She won't respond. I hear moaning from the world of the dead. She's wearing a short dress or top. I saw bare legs and a body fading into the black abyss.
I can't believe it. It's like a real-life thriller.
Could the clairvoyant be mistaken? After all, her ritual was interrupted by a shattered mirror, and the police still haven't found a body matching Svitlana's description.
We know for sure she went to the city. We brought a map. Could you show us where she went next?
Let's start from her home. Svitlana lived in this town her entire life.
Yes.
I feel tears. Her mother died from a serious illness. Metastases. Cancer?
Yes. She said, Olena, the only person who loved me unconditionally, is gone. There's no one left who'll love me like my mother did. I said, Svitlana, I don't know how your mother loved you, but I promise to love you just as much.
After her mother's death, Svitlana's father began drinking heavily.
He was admitted to our ward with severe alcohol poisoning. He was basically a vegetable. We had to undress him, wash him, change him, and lay him down.
It went on for about 5 years. She endured it all heroically.
Her father died of alcoholism, but despite everything, Svitlana still loved him.
Did Svitlana ever tell you about a cat? A cat that doesn't really exist?
She said some kind of cat would come.
She always saw that cat before deaths or tragedies.
Yes, every time.
She'd be at home, doors closed, windows shut, and the cat would appear anyway.
Cat or not, it's unclear what it was.
She'd call out, but it was gone. Every time before someone died, she saw the cat.
And the most terrifying part is that Svitlana saw the mystical cat the day before she disappeared.
Where do we look for her? What happened to her?
I understand you don't fully believe me.
I refuse to believe it. She wanted to live so badly. She loved life.
It wasn't a natural death.
It's terrifying to even imagine. But who and why would kill a pregnant woman?
She started some kind of business, right?
Yes.
She worked for about 2 years at an optician's and then suggested we start a small business together.
Svitlana and her friend opened their first optical shop. She funded the startup by renting out land shares inherited from her mother.
She clawed her way up however she could. She knew no help was coming. She was on her own.
She traveled herself to buy glasses, constantly running to the bus station for the shipments.
A few years later, the partners had not one, but 4 optical shops.
Svitlana started making good money and living well.
Did she have a business partner?
Svitlana Hrubko ran the optical business jointly with her partner, who was interrogated and verified. We found no leads to the woman.
There was a gray vehicle, a conversation, a man, a corner, a turn. They met at a prearranged spot. It was a romantic relationship. He had children. A family. She was like someone outside the law.
That was Svitlana's lover.
She fell in love with him. 3 months into their relationship, she became pregnant.
She never pinned her hopes on that relationship. She didn't want to steal a married man. It's hard to say why she needed him, you see?
Yes.
Loneliness, you can't blame her.
The father of Svitlana's unborn baby could theoretically have had a motive to get rid of his pregnant mistress, but she had no complaints against him. They parted ways peacefully 6 months before her disappearance.
He told her clearly, I can't promise marriage, but I'll help however I can.
I'm Andriy Lisiuk. When did you last see Svitlana before she disappeared?
A day or two before.
What was your relationship?
Friendly.
Did you know you might have a baby together?
Maybe.
Do you have a few minutes to talk?
I'm not interested.
Why is the man acting so strangely? Could he know something? and refuse to speak?
Look for a man, but do so very carefully. I'd be afraid of someone like him. You'll want the help from the police.
By now, the detectives have their own theory. Like Olena Kurylova, they suspect a man may be involved in Svitlana Hrobko's disappearance.
I'd like to meet with Olena Kurylova personally. Her statements match one of our working theories. It's good to meet you in person. Can you share any information with the investigation about Svitlana's whereabouts?
I saw Svitlana's photo. I asked where I could find her, but the answer that came was silence and cold, and a dead body, stripped naked. I sense a violent death. I see a vehicle and a man. She had an affair with him. And there's another man. The father of the child, it's not him. The man in the car is someone else.
Yes, there is indeed another man.
The vehicle was gray. She gets in and shuts the door behind her. She says hi. She knows him. It feels like a confrontation. You owe me something. You promised? She says.
Promised what?
Money. You promised me money.
Was Svitlana demanding money from him?
Not his money. Hers. She asked why he took her money. Did he borrow it? He took it. And now she needs it.
During interviews with Svitlana's friends, we learned she kept her business earnings with an old acquaintance.
She had plans for the money. She wanted to buy property.
Yes, she was negotiating to buy an apartment that very day.
Svitlana's acquaintance was holding $25,000 of her money. He claimed it was in a safety deposit box and promised to return it upon request.
She said, I'm giving birth soon. I need the money. Give it back.
She had a big house but no man. She couldn't manage it alone. She would have the baby, but she had no sewer system and had to carry water from the well.
For the past 8 years, Svitlana dreamed of a cozy apartment with hot running water.
It was something incredible for her.
When her business took off, she saved money every month, denying herself everything. Before giving birth, Svitlana planned to buy and furnish her new home.
The man is terrifying, but she's not afraid of him. His hands are covered in blood.
We have information on that man. But until Svitlana Hrobko's body is found, we can't objectively assess his involvement.
He testified that he hadn't met with the missing woman. No witnesses have confirmed seeing them together. So there's no legal basis to detain him.
I'm certain that Svitlana was murdered. I see a large body of water, still water.
A lake?
It's off the road, down a side path.
Thank you, Olena. About 30 kilometers from the city, in the direction of Svitlana's hometown, we identified several bodies of water.
But the search is complicated by winter. Divers can't stay long in freezing water. After several failed attempts, the dives were halted.
We dove about 5 times in the specified reservoir, but the body was never found.
Could it be that her body isn't in the water, and Svitlana is still alive? But where has she been for all these months?
Last time, you told me Svitlana's body should be searched for in water. Here's the map of the area. We've checked all the bodies of water but found nothing. Are you absolutely sure her body is in the water?
Almost completely sure. But I can't understand why you haven't found her. May I see the maps?
Yes, of course.
I'm holding my hands on this map, this area. She's here. I had a vision in the mirror. A body sinking. Down, 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 vanishing beneath the water. Dimitro, please show me exactly where you've searched.
Here are more detailed images.
This lake. Are there fish here? Reeds?
Yes, it's a lake. The shore is covered with reeds.
And this? This was dug out by people?
Yes, it's a quarry. Here's a more detailed image of it.
Svitlana's body is somewhere here, in a pit dug by yellow machines.
Before the quarry was flooded, it had spiral descents. They extracted solid rock. Later, the quarry filled with water, and some equipment was left behind.
She's here. Her body can't float up as it's tied to a large stone. Did you search this area thoroughly?
Yes,
She's not there. But here. I feel warmth. Yes, definitely. Check this spot. This area near the shore. She says, to the right. You were close, but I'm over here. Where you searched, but a little to the right. She's approximately here.
thank you for the information. We'll definitely re-examine the quarry floor in detail.
For several weeks, divers searched the exact spot in the quarry indicated by the clairvoyant, but it yielded no results again.
The depth is still unknown. The locals say it's up to 100 meters, with many ledges and drop-offs.
After repeated failed attempts, the emergency service withdraws its divers. The agency lacks the resources for such prolonged searches. The police also halt their efforts.
We couldn't examine the quarry floor without specialized equipment. The shoreline drops off sharply, with only a small ledge of 15 by 10 meters. Beyond that, it's a steep cliff.
Svitlana's friends decide to continue the search on their own and hire a private diver.
Friends, close companions, and classmates chipped in. The neighbors, too. Whatever trifle they could.
The money covers less than a full day of search operations. No results.
She comes to me in dreams, pleading I'm near. Why aren't you looking for me? Olena, please find me.
In total despair, the woman calls the clairvoyant again. Olena Kurylova stands by her vision.
There's access. You can drive there. Olena, if you give up, no one will find her.
Nearly a year after Svitlana's disappearance, her friend decides to fund one more dive into the quarry.
They say I'm stupid and crazy.
This time, Olena goes to the quarry with the diver, following every instruction from the clairvoyant. She hopes for a miracle. And then, the unbelievable happens. Barely an hour into the search, the diver stuns Olena with news of a horrifying discovery.
The diver swam along the shore. As his oxygen tank neared empty, running on reserve, he decided to go just a bit farther. That's when he saw a silhouette underwater, resembling a human body.
Was anything tied to the body?
A bag of cement with a tow rope. Thanks to the psychic who pointed us to the exact location, we found Svitlana Hrobko's body.
As a medic, I've seen a lot. But what I saw then, it's not for the faint of heart. That tow rope cinched around her pregnant belly. Her foot was so small. She was so small.
But who could take the life of a fragile woman, 7 months pregnant, in such a horrific way?
The police believe the killer is one of Svitlana's acquaintances, with whom she had a romantic relationship. He had a motive, $25,000 that she entrusted to him, and it appears he had no intention of returning it. The data show that just before her phone went offline, the suspect was with her close to the quarry.
Cell tower data shows both their phones pinged in the same location.
Svitlana's phone was never found. At first, the man claimed he didn't know her. After the police examined his phone, he changed his story and said he gave her a ride and then dropped her off in the village where the quarry is located.
Can you describe what happened that day?
That morning, Svitlana went to meet him. They met at a pre-arranged location.
Before buying the apartment, Svitlana planned to retrieve her money from the suspect. She believed the cash was stored in a safety deposit box in one of the city banks, but checks revealed that no bank had a box registered in his name. He claims he never took any money from Svitlana.
Deposits weren't common here. She said, Olena, where do I even keep this money? She had nowhere to store it. So she asked her friend. He said, of course, no problem. I have a deposit box in a bank.
They're in the car. It veers off the road. He grabs her like this. She can't breathe. He grabs her so hard. Rough, violent. He strangles her.
Svitlana Hrobko was indeed strangled. Her body was thrown into the quarry post-mortem. There was no water in her lungs, according to the autopsy.
What was the stone she was tied to?
It was a bag of cement.
I see, the cement became a stone. The tires. He burned them. He washed the car obsessively and then removed the wheels.
The police have surveillance footage from a service station. The suspect went there to change the tires on his car.
Yes, he swapped good tires for bad ones.
The quarry shore is clay and sand. Tiny particles cling to tire pores for a long time. Plus, tire tracks leave clear imprints. He may have changed the tires to avoid being found.
This is unthinkable. For 8 years, Svitlana saved for a home, denying herself everything. According to her friends, every month, she gave all her earnings to the suspect for safekeeping. For 8 years, she financially supported her killer.
At this point, all the evidence points to him.
A brutal murder of a woman in her 9th month of pregnancy. Who stabbed the poor victim 8 times in her own yard? Don't miss it. The shocking outcome of the investigation. A small district town in the highest part of the Ukrainian Carpathians. The local scenery is breathtaking, yet 60-year-old Maria Gramajora no longer notices the beauty. 12 years ago, she lost all meaning in life. Some monsters brutally murdered her pregnant daughter.
They killed Luba. I don't know why.
27-year-old Luba Kondratak was murdered on March 2nd. Her body was found in the yard of her own home, in the garden. The cause of death was a stab wound to the lung. How many stab wounds were inflicted?
According to the examination, 8 wounds.
In a village of just 3,000 people, no one could believe such a horrific murder of a pregnant woman had taken place.
Everyone was shocked.
The whole district was on its feet.
The woman was just 2 weeks away from giving birth, and her baby from being born.
A double murder. The child also died together with the mother.
All that the grieving mother has left of Luba are just 2 photographs taken shortly before her daughter's death. Luba was 27, a simple housewife. She lived with her husband Viktor in a neighboring village. The couple was preparing for the birth of their first child.
We had chosen a name. If it was a boy, Mikola. If a girl, Luba.
A wonderful family. They lived very happily.
She was simple, calm. No one could say anything bad about her.
They had no enemies.
Investigators turned the entire district upside down, searching for any leads, but in vain. The killer left neither fingerprints nor the murder weapon.
The wounds of Luba Kondratak were inflicted with a knife. The murder weapon wasn't found at the scene. According to the forensic examination, it could have been an ordinary kitchen knife, the shape and size of which the experts reconstructed from the outlines and depth of the wounds.
For 12 years, the same dream has haunted Maria Gramajora. In it, her daughter begs her to find those who wronged her.
I decided to turn to psychics. There's no one else left to hope for.
Clairvoyant Olena Kurylova and medium Anna Galliers will try to help to uncover the circumstances of this tangled case.
Hello.
Hello? Next to this woman, I see a man, someone she knows. He's not himself. He destroys, explodes everything. It's the energy of revenge.
What does the clairvoyant mean? Was the woman killed out of revenge? Who is this man she sees?
I see the image of some beast, something big and hairy. The beast seems to be hiding somewhere. It has something that some people want. I can't yet understand what this means.
The psychics meet with the victim's mother at the house where Luba was born and raised. Her former husband did not come to the meeting. He's now working abroad.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad you came to me. Please come inside.
look around.
I feel fear. This is Luba who is afraid. She doesn't want to recall right now what happened to her.
Where is the clairvoyant heading?
I see blood here.
What does the psychic mean? After all, the woman's body was found in a completely different place, in the vegetable plot of her yard.
The death of citizen Luba Kondratak was caused by acute internal bleeding, which resulted from a blind penetrating stab wound to the right subclavian area with damage to the right artery and the right lung.
Maria still cannot forgive herself that, at the very moment her daughter was being killed, her mother's heart felt nothing. She had neither a mobile nor a landline phone. And so she learned the dreadful news from a neighbor.
She said, "Luba's been killed."
I saw her childhood. Luba is 12. She scraped her knee, and here she's washing the blood off in the river.
Little Luba was playing tag with the neighbor kids, scraped her knee, and ran to the river to rinse the wound.
Right now, Luba is showing me a picture. She is little, sitting next to a boy. I think it's her brother. She misses him terribly. They were like one soul. I see them as small children. They are playing, drawing, never apart.
They went to school together, sat down to eat together.
Luba's brother Petro loved his sister dearly. He was 3 years older and always defended her from the neighborhood kids. Now he is 42. Together with his wife and 3 children, he has settled abroad. Since her daughter's death, Maria lives completely alone.
Your daughter is now showing me some man. This is her husband. I see that after her death, he left, he went abroad. He was in a very depressed state.
I see a big truck. Smells of cement. The husband worked. He often went away for long periods.
There's no work in the village now or 12 years ago, so Luba's husband went abroad for labor jobs together with a friend.
The husband worked as a truck driver. He could come home on weekends. He was entitled to a month's vacation every 6 months of work.
Wait, at the time of Luba's death, he was also away on a job, wasn't he?
The victim's husband left 3 months before the tragedy. Since the family was expecting a new baby, Victor requested his vacation earlier. His wife was waiting for him home any day. He returned 2 days after the murder.
Her husband was in shock. He regretted not coming home sooner.
It was very difficult for the husband to cope with his wife's tragic death. He could no longer stay in the house where it happened. So, after his leave ended, he went back to work abroad.
He needed a distraction. This had been love at first sight.
At the time, Victor had just returned from the army. He was 20, she was 18. Once, together with his friends, he went to a village disco. There he met Luba and fell head over heels in love.
They loved each other very much.
A year after they met, Victor proposed to Luba. They got married, bought a house, and began living on their own. When Luba learned she was pregnant, their happiness knew no bounds.
She loved children, and they dreamed of having one.
But who would want such a terrible death for a mother-to-be?
Luba's death happened in some other village. I see her lying either in a field or in a vegetable garden. Can we go to the place where this happened?
The woman's body was found in the vegetable garden of her own home, in a neighboring village, 20 kilometers from here. The clairvoyants went there.
Hello.
This is Liuda, the new wife of Victor, my former son-in-law.
Victor met Liuda 2 years after the death of his first wife. Now they have 2 children. During Luba's lifetime, the 2 women had never met. But Liuda knew how much her husband had suffered, after losing his first wife, so she agreed to help in the investigation.
I feel the presence of a woman leaning over her, and I hear a cry. She wants to scream, but there's not enough air. She's calling someone, calling a name. The cry comes from over there.
This woman heard the cry and came over to your daughter. By then, she was already wounded. I see woman trying to give first aid to the pregnant Luba. It seems they knew each other.
That was Valentina, Luba's neighbor. She was the one who found her wounded on her own plot of land.
My husband and I were at home, had dinner. I took a cup of tea from the summer kitchen, was heading inside, and heard someone calling me, "Valentina!"
The woman, who was 9 months pregnant, tried to call out to her neighbors. With a hoarse voice, she managed to get the attention of her neighbor.
When I ran over to their yard, I saw her lying there on her own property. My first thought was that she had gone into labor.
When the woman noticed blood on Luba's body, she called for her husband to help carry the pregnant neighbor into the house.
I left her and ran for my husband. We went together. When we carried her inside, she was already silent.
Wait, I see her sometime before her death. She's indoors. It's dark there. A woman is with her. They are talking about something. But that's not the woman who later found Luba.
Yes, she often visited her friend.
In the village where Luba lived, electricity was switched off every evening from 7 to 8 to save energy. Her husband was away working. Being alone was dull for Luba, so she usually went to visit a friend who lived 2 streets away.
Wait, but I don't see that friend with Luba on the evening she died. I think the woman wasn't home. Your daughter spoke with someone else. I see her leaving that house, feeling unwell. Luba is worried her labor might start, so she heads home.
And that matches the facts. Around 7 p.m., Luba went to her friend's, but she wasn't there. According to relatives, she had gone to another village. Only her family members were at home, and Luba talked with them. They said she stayed with them about half an hour. Then she felt pain in her stomach. Afraid labor might begin, the woman decided to go back home.
That night, something was pushing Luba toward death. I saw an image, the moon, and people turning into zombies. At the time, I didn't understand what it meant.
I see that your daughter wasn't fatally wounded outside, but indoors. We need to go into the house.
Come in. She was already dead when they carried her in here.
What the neighbors saw in the house after carrying the wounded pregnant woman inside left them shocked.
There was blood on the walls and splatters on the floor. I ran straight to the bedroom because I knew there was a phone there. But when I picked up the receiver, it had been cut.
Valentina rushed to the next yard to call an ambulance. But when the doctors arrived, they only confirmed the death of the woman and her unborn child.
Broken glass, overturned dishes.
Yes, the glass was broken.
What really happened in that house on that terrible evening?
I can't go on. I'm feeling the same terror your daughter felt before she died. It's very scary. Please let me step outside.
Olena Kurylova tried to calm her colleague. Then suddenly, without a word of explanation, she too went outside.
I need to go there. There's a war going on.
What does the clairvoyant mean? Could Luba really have had an enemy who killed her out of revenge? Is the murderer hiding among this crowd?
And what's your name?
Natalia.
Was it you who stabbed her?
It turned out many in the village also suspected this woman of Luba's death. Natalia is the wife of Victor's brother, Taras. Could she really be involved in the murder of the pregnant woman?
There's some kind of war in your house. Let's go there. to your home.
As it turned out, Victor's brother once wanted to buy the house where Victor now lives, but never managed to. Locals say the relatives quarreled bitterly over it and didn't speak to each other for a long time.
A grenade flew into the windows on the second floor, shards flying everywhere. You thought the roof had collapsed on your head.
The explosion happened 5 days after Luba's death. Someone threw a real grenade through the second floor window of Natalia's home.
It was already late at night. There were 4 of us in the house, 2 kids, my mother and me. We were half asleep when the deafening blast hit. The first thing we did was cover our heads with our hands and crouch down.
Natalia was lucky. That night, she and the children were sleeping downstairs. She is convinced the grenade was thrown by Victor, who believed it was Natalia who killed his wife. But is she really the murderer?
I'm sensing a knife.
At Luba's funeral, Natalia was helping prepare the memorial meal. When Victor saw the knife she was using to cut salad, he froze. He was convinced this was the very knife that killed his wife.
Victor reported to the authorities that he had found a knife that might have been used to kill his wife. The police responded immediately, but investigations showed that the pregnant woman was not killed with the knife Victor saw in his brother's wife's hands.
You are not responsible for Luba's death.
For 12 long years, Natalia has had no peace. Everyone around her, if not openly, then behind her back, blamed her for the pregnant woman's death. That's why she came to meet the clairvoyants today, to prove to everyone that she is innocent.
Thank you very much.
The police investigated both Natalia and her husband for involvement in the murder. No evidence confirmed this theory.
Victor was convinced Natalia was responsible for Luba's death. Grief drove him completely insane.
No criminal case was opened over the grenade explosion Victor carried out. His relatives, feeling sorry for the grief-stricken man, chose not to report him to the police.
I felt sorry for him as a person. He had lost his child and his wife.
I want to come back to Anna. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I feel much better now. The spirit of the deceased woman is no longer reaching out to me. We need to go to Luba's grave.
When I approached Luba's grave, I felt chills all over my body. I saw the same image as in Luba's house. The moon comes out, and people turn into zombies.
It feels like a fatal twist of fate. Luba was not meant to die, but that day she sensed that her labor might begin. She was worried about her baby, so she went home.
She told a neighbor, "I'll go soon, I don't feel well," and then she went home. That's exactly where she ran into the killers.
As investigators established, the woman came home on her own. She unlocked the door with her key. The signs of a struggle in the room confirmed that the attackers assaulted her at home.
But if the front door was locked, how did the killers get into the house? And why?
My vision is of a large, hairy beast hiding something. It was a fur coat. Inside the pocket of that coat was money, and it played a very significant role in this case.
The money came from her husband. Victor worked abroad and brought the earnings home. He wanted their household to be prosperous.
According to relatives, over the years he managed to save up quite a sum for a village, about $25,000.
Back then, 12 years ago, such an amount could buy 2 large houses in the village. Could Luba have been killed over money?
The robbers knew the hostess usually wasn't home in the evenings. They planned to take all the money before she returned. But that night, everything went wrong. Her friend wasn't at home. Luba began feeling unwell, and instead of staying longer, she returned home just 30 minutes later. So the thieves attacked her, pounced on her with a knife, because she could recognize them and expose them. In an instant, they turned into the soulless zombies from my vision in the house of the deceased. There were 3 of them. They broke into the house, possibly through a window.
Indeed, the criminals entered through a window. They smashed the glass and climbed inside.
At that moment, I heard that before she died, Luba tried to say something. She whispered something about her killers.
I leaned over her. Luba, what's wrong? And she said, the boys beat me.
Those were the last words of the pregnant woman, after which 2 hearts stopped beating.
They live somewhere nearby in this region. They're locals.
Terrifying. Could the victim have known her killers?
There are witnesses, at least 2 men who saw them. But they immediately back away. They won't speak.
As it later turned out, there was indeed someone who saw the suspected perpetrators running down this very street toward the village center.
2 men were seen running that way.
Did you recognize them?
It was very dark.
The villagers are so frightened that they refuse to name anyone.
Witnesses are simply afraid to speak.
The killers were being covered by a policeman. That man has since been dismissed from the force, but because of him, Luba's attackers were never found.
As it turned out, some locals suspect who it was, but they refuse to give names or surnames. They fear retaliation.
It was a scheme. Those 3 would steal, their accomplice and the police covered for them, and then they split the loot. And since the thieves were locals, and Luba knew them, they had to kill her. Otherwise, she would have identified them and they'd all be behind bars.
After your daughter's murder, one of the killers lost his own son in a car accident.
They pay with their children for sins unrepented.
This burden will stay with me for as long as I live. Only now has hope appeared. Thank you, psychics. The killers must answer for what they've done.
A mother of 2 was shot dead on the doorstep of her home. Who dared to do such a cruel thing? Don't miss out. The psychics will reveal a shocking family secret. Lilia Vionchek, an entrepreneur, lived in a small Ukrainian town just 14 kilometers from Poland. On November 1st, they celebrate the Catholic religious holiday All Saints' Day here. People visit the cemetery to light candles and remember their loved ones. It was on this day that Lilia met her end on the doorstep of her home.
Around midnight, on the doorstep of her home, 38-year-old Lilia Vionchek was killed. The woman was shot with a hunting rifle.
Lilia was married. She lived 18 years with her husband, Stas. At the time of her death, her children were just 16 and 9 years old. At the time of filming, Lilia's elder daughter, Joanna, is 22, and she's studying to be a manager in Warsaw. Her younger son, Artur, is 14, and he dreams of becoming a policeman to find his mother's killer. The boy took the tragedy very hard.
She was lying there, and he kept touching her and saying, "Cover Mom, she's so cold."
He lived for his mom. I'm sorry, but...
Lilia's death is a devastating loss, not only for her family, but for everyone who knew her.
She was very hospitable. There wasn't a single celebration without her. Everyone loved her.
Lilia and Stas were entrepreneurs who made a living from wholesale food trade. They worked tirelessly for 18 years to build this house.
They lived well. They did everything together. They ran their business together, raised their children together, and built their home together.
However, Lilia didn't get to enjoy life in her new home. Just 2 months after the works were completed, she was murdered.
She was innocently killed, but why?
Nothing foreshadowed the tragedy that morning. The children were with their grandmother. Lilia and Stas went to commemorate their relatives in a nearby village. In the evening, they returned home.
After we parked the car in the garage, Lilia suggested we take a walk. The weather was nice.
They walked to the local cemetery. The tragedy occurred on their way back. Someone was waiting for them near the house and shot Lilia as she approached the door.
One shot was fired from a 16-gauge rifle using a cartridge loaded with bird shot. It contains 9 such pellets. Lilia sustained 3 through-and-through gunshot wounds to the chest, 2 penetrating wounds, and 1 through-and-through wound, each to the shoulder and forearm.
At that moment, Stas was in the garage. He rushed towards the sound that rang out near the house. What he saw left him in shock. His bloodied wife lay on the doorstep.
I started lifting her up. I called the police and then the ambulance.
However, the paramedics only arrived to pronounce her death. Lilia Vionchek died in her husband's arms.
A lung and the liver were damaged, causing severe internal and external bleeding.
The police spoke to nearly every resident of the town and nearby villages. No one saw or heard anything. The killer seemed to have vanished into thin air. The grief from losing his wife had completely shattered Stas's life. He now works in trade in another town. The house remains empty most of the time.
Lilia was the love of his life, his one and only wife. He loved her dearly.
Lilia's parents, Josefa and Josip, are the only members of the family that still live in the town.
She was honest, fair, and kind. She would never even think of harming anyone.
Lilia's parents sought help from the psychics. 2 renowned psychics, Olga Kurylova from the Czech Republic and Ukrainian Molfar Olena Stetsenko, took on this complex case. Before their arrival, each psychic received a photo of the victim.
As soon as I tune into the woman, I sense profound emotional pain. She suffered because of a man, someone close to her. And the most terrifying part is that the man wanted her dead. I hear gunshots. I try to ask her spirit who this man is, but she won't tell me. And for good reason. She says he's dangerous.
I see the spirit of the woman in the photo standing before me. And there's a small boy's spirit standing in front of her, pushing me away as if to say, "Go away, don't touch her." But who is this boy? It's horrifying. This child shot in the head. Oh my God, a murdered child. But who? Who killed the boy? I sense that the death of this boy and he himself are connected to this woman in the photo. Hello.
Hello.
Please come in.
When I tune into the death of your daughter, I feel an intense wave of dark energy burning in my chest.
It's the energy of revenge. But whose revenge is it? And against whom?
Your daughter wasn't murdered here.
No, she didn't die here.
Indeed, Lilia Vionchek died in the yard of her home, 5 kilometers away from here.
At that moment, the spirit of the little boy I had seen before while working with Lilia's photo appeared before me again. He waved to me and said, "Come, follow me." And then he disappeared.
Who is the boy the psychic keeps seeing, and how is he connected to Lilia's death?
We need to work at the spot where your daughter was killed.
After Lilia's death, the family scattered. Joanna is in Poland, where she's working and studying. Artur stays either with his grandparents or his father. The family hasn't yet recovered from the terrible loss. so nobody is currently living in the house.
I simply couldn't come back home.
Stas is waiting for the psychics near the house. He arrived here once he learned about the arrival of the clairvoyants.
Hello.
As I get closer here, I feel a lot of pain. It paralyzes me. A shot. She died right here, didn't she?
Yes.
Lilia wasn't here alone.
2 women.
One of them ran and she's still scared.
Who is the woman the psychics are talking about? Could she be the murderer? But who is she?
The woman is a family.
That evening, at the cemetery near the grave of the husband's grandfather, the couple met Stay's cousin, Maria.
I thought it would be great to go to the cafe to have coffee. So Lilia told Maria, "Come with us. I'll change, and then we'll take the car and go."
Already in the yard, Lilia asked Stas to drive the car out of the garage.
She didn't like backing out of the garage.
Meanwhile, Lilia and her guest went to the front door, and then the shot rang out suddenly.
My first thought was that the women were fooling around, like they threw a firecracker or something. But when I looked out from behind the garage, Maria was screaming.
So, Maria is the only one who was with Lilia when the shot was fired.
She got scared terribly.
She's shouting out for help. She ran to that house.
It was a shocking situation.
The shot killed Lilia, who instantly fell to the ground, and the other woman, terrified, started screaming loudly. The victim's husband, according to his words, was in the garage at that moment. Hearing the shot, he ran out and rushed to his wife. Maria, shocked, simply ran out of the yard.
Maria is not suspected. The police detectives found that the shot was fired from behind the fence. But who and why did it? Why would someone want to kill Lilia?
And there was also a man. Who lives here?
Our neighbor.
He was walking around, bustling. He had a weapon.
And the man was nervous terribly.
The forensic experts calculated the distance from which the shot was fired, less than 5 meters. This indicates that the murderer fired from behind the fence, outside the yard.
But if the shot was fired from the neighboring yard, could it really have been the neighbor?
The murderer had an ambush here.
The criminals set up the place for the shooting right here, where they placed a platform.
But on the evening of your wife's murder, no one lived in that house.
The yard belongs to a man who uses the house as a country house and doesn't arrive often. As of November 1st, 2008, there was nobody there.
If Stas and Lilia's neighbor is not involved in the murder, then who entered the property and killed the woman?
The shot was very loud. It was a large weapon without a silencer.
A hunting rifle.
This is a very heavy weapon.
According to the examinations, the shot was fired from a rifle of the 16th caliber. Therefore, the investigators primarily began to work with people who owned such rifles.
Hunters use weapons to hunt wild boars. As it turns out, almost every other man in this town is a hunter. The police detectives searched for anyone in possession of a 16-gauge shotgun.
They collected rifles from everyone in the town and the surrounding villages.
There was a dark vehicle here after the shot.
When Stas called the police, they arrived at the scene within 10 to 15 minutes. A large crowd had gathered near the house by then, neighbors and relatives. Under those circumstances, it would have been impossible to escape unnoticed with a hunting rifle in hand. Therefore, the killer most likely arrived by car, left it somewhere nearby, and then fled the crime scene in it.
Is the man tall or short? What does he look like?
We need to go back to the yard.
Voices, voices. Stas killed his wife. What's this?
Everyone says you killed Lilia.
I didn't do it. The police accused me and made me a suspect.
Stas Vionchek was the initial suspect. The fact that he lingered near the garage and only arrived after the shot aroused suspicion.
Moreover, even today, Stas remains one of the main suspects in the murder, supposedly having killed his wife during an argument.
After all, Lilia's death was very beneficial for you. It was all about the money. Now you're in charge of the entire business. God, you also have a rifle at home, don't you?
During the search of the tragedy scene, a 16-gauge shotgun was indeed found in Stas's home. This is just incomprehensible. Could the killer be really standing right in front of the clairvoyants?
He had a rifle like the one used to kill her, but his was locked in a safe on the 3rd floor. Nevertheless, they said he ran up there, grabbed the gun, jumped over the fence, and shot her from the other side.
But he would never have enough time to do it.
Maria testified that I arrived within 7 to 5 seconds after the shot.
Did they check your rifle?
And found it hadn't been used for a while.
The forensic analysis found that Stas's rifle had not been fired.
Moreover, after the murder, a K-9 unit with dogs was brought to the crime scene.
The dog only picked up my scent in the yard.
Therefore, Stas was in the garage at the moment of the tragedy. He did not enter the property from which the killer fired the fatal shot.
Look, the dead boy. Come on.
The clairvoyants stop at a neighboring yard. But why?
I see this carefree child. He's playing and jumping around. He has toys. Suddenly the picture changes. This boy lies on the ground with a gun wound in his head. Oh, it's so horrifying.
My son and his wife are his parents.
Your son?
It turned out that Ivan, Lilia's brother, used to live in this house with his family. One day, he and his wife went to celebrate one of their relatives' birthday and left their 9-year-old son, Robert, home alone.
I sent gunpowder and hear a shot.
When the couple returned home, they found their son dead, with a bullet in his head.
According to the relatives, the boy was shot in the head with a .412R pistol designed for firing rubber bullets. The weapon was found at the scene.
But Lilia's brother is screaming at her, "You killed my son!"
After the boy's tragic death, Lilia's brother and his wife couldn't bear to live in this house anymore. They moved to the other end of the town, and people still say that Lilia Wonchek died because she was involved in her nephew's death.
Everyone said terrible things about her. They threw so much mud at her.
The house is full of weapons.
He had both his personal guns and those he was given at work. Back then, they provided inspectors with guns.
Lilia's brother worked as an inspector in the customs service at the time. Everyone in that position was issued a weapon.
When I worked with Lilia's photos, the boy's spirit appeared before her. He tried to protect her from everyone, especially his father, because Lilia, his aunt, didn't kill him.
While the parents were at the birthday party, the boy found his father's pistol for firing rubber bullets and shot himself in the head. The investigation was closed quickly. The official cause of death was suicide.
The brother accuses his own sister of killing his son. But I don't see her at the scene.
At the moment of her nephew's death, Lilia was on her way home from abroad. She had been in Poland on business, and her alibi was confirmed.
Lilia's brother, it feels like he'd tried to kill her before.
According to family, Ivan, Lilia's brother, once shot at his sister, but he wasn't aiming at Lilia, and instead was fired a warning shot into the air. By interrogating the locals, we learned that Lilia and her brother had constant conflicts stemming from a family dispute that arose before Ivan's marriage.
Olga, look, there are 2 women and a third one between them.
Brother and sister were bitter enemies for years. Almost 20 years ago, Ivan married his current wife, who is also Lilia. Since then, he hasn't communicated with his family. as they didn't approve of his choice. The man stopped communicating both with his parents and sister.
The real war has begun.
Do you think your own son could have taken your daughter's life?
I'm afraid of him.
I need to see him.
No one answers the door at the man's home. Today, he owns a business and runs his own body shop nearby, so the psychics head there.
We'd like to speak to your boss.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Suddenly, one of the mechanics runs up to the psychics and hands over a phone. It's Ivan.
Listen to me. Leave the premises now.
We'd like to ask you a few questions.
I don't care what you'd like. Do you get it?
I sensed the energy of a bitter, vengeful person.
Lilia's spirit won't speak to us here. We need to go to the cemetery.
Lilia, please talk to us. What happened between you and Ivan?
I don't see Ivan killing his sister, despite them not speaking for years.
Lilia's parents let out a sigh of relief for the first time since their daughter's death.
Lilia, my darling, forgive me. I should be lying here, not you.
Calm down. It's not your fault. But who did it?
Can you describe them?
Can you describe the murderer?
He has dark eyes. They're gray and green.
He's tall, in his 40s.
And he knows how to use guns well.
He was hired. I see that this murder was about money. It was an act of revenge.
So, money is involved in Lilia's death. But what revenge is the Molfor talking about?
Lilia says she made a deal with some people and lent them money.
She lent them the money to develop their business, but after a while, they didn't create the business. And they didn't return the money. So, she started trying to get her money back.
Lilia's husband confessed off camera that Lilia sometimes secretly lent money to her acquaintances without his knowledge. Perhaps even before her death, she lent someone a large sum, and when she demanded the debt back, they refused to pay.
She said something very harsh to those people who didn't want to pay back the debt.
Does it mean the woman was killed because of a debt that somebody refused to repay?
She must have felt or known something. Because even before her death, she told me, "Mom, I please take care of my children if anything happens." She sensed something. We'll work with the information we have. We'll go to the police and the prosecutor's office. I'll personally make sure the case is not hushed up. I'm so grateful to you.
What a horror. If you don't want to make enemies, don't lend anyone money, as the saying goes. The search for a missing orphan girl will lead the psychics to the trail of a real beast in human form. Will the clairvoyants be able to stop him? This story began when Olena Kurylova and Kayal Alekperov, tired, were coming back to their hotel after another investigation. This young woman was waiting for them in the lobby.
I'd like to ask you for help.
Her name is Anna. She says her sister went missing.
We've been searching for her for 2 months.
What's her name?
Marina.
I see her. She's thin and little, wearing light blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
She was wearing blue jeans, a white t-shirt, and moccasins.
The last time she was seen when it was hot. Was it summer?
Yes.
18-year-old Anna and her elder brother, Ivan, learned about their eldest sister's disappearance from her boyfriend, Vladislav. The three of them immediately set out to look for Marina.
We started searching for her the next day.
We conducted searches of the entire area. We worked on probable routes of her movement, but unfortunately all our attempts yielded no results.
I really want the psychics to find her. I would give everything just to be with her.
I hear a train rumble, and I see a highway, and there are many pine trees around. It's like a forest belt next to a highway. As I tune into her energy, I feel cold. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I don't sense your sister among the living.
This news is too devastating for the young woman.
I felt emptiness and pain.
Does anybody have a map? I feel that her energy trail ends here. Her body is somewhere here, where the railway tracks split. I can't say right now what happened to her. I only understand that she's not in the ground, and she's asking to be found.
I want to find her badly.
This is simply terrifying. But what happened to Marina? Was she murdered? How did she end up in the forest belt?
Stay in touch with us. We promise to help you in every way we can.
Stay strong, my dear.
Almost 2 months later, Anna and her brother came to see us.
My sister's body was found in the forest.
Bones are all that's left. She was there for too long.
Police detectives discovered the skeletal remains of an unknown young woman in the forest belt near the highway, not far from the railway tracks. Based on the recent reports of missing young females in the region, it was assumed that the deceased was 20-year-old Marina Shafaluk.
The body of the unknown girl was found exactly where the psychics indicated, at the garbage dump in the forest belt.
The police officers literally picked Marina's separate bones from the soil within a radius of several dozen meters. Identifying the victim's identity was extremely difficult.
Her boyfriend went to identify her by her hair and braces.
They took a DNA test and blood samples and finally confirmed it was her. Finally, we could at least bury her properly.
All Anna and Ivan want is to find out what happened to their sister.
The police have no clues at all.
We would be grateful to the psychics for any new versions they might come up with.
We immediately called Olena Kurylova and Kayal Alekperov to continue the investigation.
Hello.
Hello.
With your help, our sister was found. Now we would like to find her killer.
I see that Marina haunts you in your dreams and keeps asking for something.
She shows me I must defend Anna.
She tells me in my dreams to always be with my brother. And she points to the door.
Doors are energy portals to the other world. That is, she's stuck between the worlds. The spirit is indignant, claiming she should have lived. Until retribution occurs, the murderer is found and caught. There will be no peace for her soul.
I hear her voice now. She's asking me to find her murderer. My book shows me that we will find the answer when we see a cross.
Could it be the cross on Marina's grave?
We need to go to the cemetery.
The following day, the psychics, the crew, and Marina's brother and sister go to her grave.
Your sister's spirit tells me that she's being strangled by a snake. I see a large, thick snake coiled around your sister's body. And I see a cross. This snake is pulling her into the grave. I don't understand what it all means yet.
Tell me, spirit of Marina, tell me.
Suddenly, a bracelet flew off the psychic's wrist for no reason. It broke.
She's here. She tells Anna, I love you.
For Anna and Ivan, their elder sister was both a mother and a father. The children were born into an unhappy family. At a young age, they were left without parental care. Their alcoholic mother left them for another man. Their father, previously convicted of theft, abandoned the children with his in-laws and disappeared. The grandparents, in turn, gave them to an orphanage. Marina was only 7 years old at the time.
She taught us to read and write. She raised us.
Ivan, are you cold? She's worried about your coat. Did she want to buy you a coat?
Yes, she said that as soon as she got some money, we would go and buy me a coat.
Everyone adored Marina. In the orphanage, the tiny, fragile girl was nicknamed Cinderella. After all, she was only 150 centimeters tall and wore children's size 31 shoes.
We looked for her shoes for the prom, but we couldn't find any. Thank God we finally found them. We chipped in and bought her shoes.
Marina was the pride of the school. She graduated with honors and entered a pedagogical university. She dreamed of teaching children history. So, who raised their hand to kill such a kind and determined girl?
Vladislav's wreath fell.
It was the spirit of the girl who knocked the wreath off her grave. The one that her fiancé, Vladislav, brought. At that moment, I thought, could he be involved in Marina's death?
Her boyfriend.
Olena, it's a sign. We need to see Vladislav.
He didn't like the idea that the psychics would investigate. Maybe he's involved.
During her studies, Marina lived in a dormitory. Vladislav has a job already and rents an apartment. When the couple decided to get married, they started living together. But why was he against the psychics' investigation? Would he be willing to communicate with the psychics now?
Hello.
Come in.
The police suspected you of her murder.
They interrogated me more than once. They checked everybody.
Vladislav was the first to report Marina's disappearance to the police. Usually, these people and relatives become the first suspects.
Why do you blame yourself?
I was responsible for her.
Because you failed to protect her.
Well, probably.
Vladislav and Marina had been friends since childhood, as they both grew up in the orphanage. The tall, strong, and handsome boy always protected the quiet, modest, and fragile Marina.
They helped each other survive and said, "We are together."
She found, you know, something close and warm in you. Help and protection. He didn't kill her. He's innocent.
The investigators checked Vladislav's alibi. It turned out that on the day Marina disappeared, he spent the entire day at work. His colleagues confirmed this. Then he was at home, which the landlady of the apartment he rents confirms.
She should have been home by 11. I started calling her, but she wouldn't answer.
The feeling of pain, regret, and loss. You work hard.
Yes.
It is extremely difficult for the young man to talk about his fiancée.
This is the person you will no longer have. It's hard to come to terms with this. The work distracts a little, but at home, everything reminds me of her.
This is Marina's teddy bear. Vlad sleeps with it.
Marina's spirit is calling me over there. May I come in?
Yes, sure.
She spent her final day here. Let me perform a ritual to understand what happened. My jinns kept repeating, it wasn't her fate. Death wasn't anticipating her. Wait. On that day, she was supposed to be at home. Someone asked her to go where she met her death. And you know this person because they live somewhere around here. I feel that person's energy, and also a sharp sense of guilt.
Who is the psychic talking about? Who is that person?
Hello.
I saw this woman walking with Marina along the forest belt. And there's a road nearby. It's similar to the place where Marina's body was found. Why do you blame yourself for Marina's death?
I feel that it happened because of me.
What's your name?
Tatiana. She went to work instead of me. I broke my hand.
Tatiana works as a cleaner at a factory.
The first time we went together, yes, and the second time she went alone. I realized it was the first time she went there and didn't know the road. I explained to her where to get on a bus, where to go, and the next morning, when she got up, I suggested following her there. I said, maybe I'll go with you, but she said, no, I can make it alone.
Another vision. I see a huge black snake around Marina's neck, strangling her and dragging her into the grave. This is a dream. She told you about this dream.
Yes, about 2 weeks ago. She said, I had such a scary dream. In it, snakes attacked me.
It was the premonition of death.
Now, Tatiana blames herself for sending Marina alone to meeting her death.
Tatiana is not to blame for Marina's death. It just so happened that it was at her request that Marina went there, from where she did not return. You work, you clean.
Yes, in the office, at the factory.
We needed to see the factory.
Over here.
The factory is a closed-type object. They did not let us onto its territory, so the psychics had to work outside its boundaries.
I didn't feel a threat to Marina in the building, but when she left there, death was waiting for her.
The detectives checked the alibis of the factory's employees. It turned out that Marina left the factory alone. Moreover, no one left the factory's territory for 3 hours after she went.
I see her hurry. She's walking swiftly towards the bus stop.
To catch the bus. It departs at 10:15.
We must follow her energetic trace.
She's in a terrible hurry, almost running.
She misses her bus. Now I see a brown cross in front of my eyes. The very one that my book showed me this morning.
The cross is here, yes. A brown cross.
She missed her bus and stopped here to think what to do.
Again, I see the snake strangling the girl and dragging her into the grave.
According to the forensic examination of Marina's remains, her hyoid bone was broken. This means she died from asphyxiation. Marina was strangled.
Now I see a man stopping his car and offering to give her a ride. She gets in for some reason. But why? She was afraid to get into cars with strangers.
Of course.
She's in a hurry. She says, oh my God, I'm stuck here. What do I do? And he opens the door or window a crack, and this smile. Where are you going? Completely friendly. And she makes such an illogical move for her. She always feared strangers.
Yes, yes, yes.
We found out that on that day, the railway crossing located near the bus stop wasn't working. There were repair works going on. Motor transport had to bypass this section of the road, which delayed the movement of buses.
I feel that someone called Marina when she was already in the car.
I called her. I wanted to ask her where she was.
What did she say?
She only said, "Hello," and that was it.
And the line broke.
Yes. She was supposed to be on the bus, but I didn't think it was a bus. I heard the noise. 5 minutes later, she didn't call me. I called her again. I kept dialing every 5 minutes. This is how I understood that something happened to her.
It is quite possible that the driver of the car into which Marina got was afraid she would tell the woman who called her that she got into a stranger's car, so he took away her mobile phone.
Does this mean that this woman was the last to hear the voice of the poor Marina?
From this cross, she went to meet her death. I hear the engine roaring. Let's go there faster. She's calling me. To the place where she was found. I know where it is. I saw it. I hear a dog barking and I see a man. He's running after his dog and stops here.
The dog found her. A man was walking his dog, and the dog unearthed the bones.
A local man who lives nearby informed the police about his terrible find. His dog had been digging in the ground and barking for a long time. The man was shocked when he saw what his pet had found. It was a human bone.
I see her getting into the car, and the car turns sharply and drives in the opposite direction. The girl is in a panic. She doesn't understand where the man is taking her. Then I hear a blow. This man stunned her.
He strangled her.
What was his intention?
It was a sexual assault.
It's horrifying. He rapes her after he kills her. The man who committed such a terrible and cruel act against the poor girl has the eyes of a real demon. He is like a wolf in sheep's clothing, hiding his twisted bestial nature behind the mask of a friendly man.
That man has a beastly face, a friendly smile that turns into a beast's grin.
This man is not an ordinary madman. He's a cold-blooded pedophile maniac. He's attracted to young girls. And Marina, fragile and petite, looked like a child, and she wasn't his first victim.
We requested information from the law enforcement agencies about girls who went missing in the area in recent years. It turned out that 3 girls have been missing without a trace. All of them are teenage girls. They look very similar to Marina in appearance and build, slender and dark hair.
I see him getting nervous, thinking about how to get rid of the body and waiting for darkness so that no one notices him. Now, Marina tells me, he left me where there is a foul smell.
I can't.
Unable to bear it, Vladislav leaves. What the psychics revealed came as a true shock for the young man. His fiancée is gone, and the murderer is still at large.
Garbage. Smell. The foul smell here won't be a surprise for anybody.
He murdered her so cruelly and simply dumped her together with the garbage?
He's local. He knows every path here. He's tall and his eyes are gray. His hair is fair, almost blonde. He's not old and lives and works here. He lives in a house, not an apartment building. And he's married.
His job involves constant travel in the road. I don't feel that he has a criminal record, although he has more than one victim on his conscience.
Some of Marina's personal belongings are missing. The maniac kept them.
Marina's bank card and phone disappeared. They still haven't been found. If the police find them, it may help identify the murderer.
You need to ask the police. I'm sure once you see his face, the secret will become known.
Now her soul is at peace. She wants to rest in peace.
Thank you.
A few days after the psychic's investigation, the police detained a serial maniac who had been attacking girls in the area for 3 years. He would stun and then strangle them, causing them to lose consciousness. Then he would rape them and steal their personal belongings. The maniac turned out to be a local man who worked as a long-haul truck driver. He is married and has a family. He had no previous convictions. He is tall and fair-haired, matching the psychic's description. Could he be responsible for the horrific murder of the orphan, Marina Shafaluk?